Now you cannot minimize Zoom when you're recording. Oh, this is news. um, this should be live. Okay.
It does say recording.
Yeah, well, recording. I'm recording on Zoom, but I'm also
live casting it at the same time.
Yeah. And okay, so I see recording there, and I just want to go to YouTube. No, it still says offline right here. Go live control room. Come on. Come on. Take your time. Any minute. And oh no, it says I should be streaming. Yeah.
Do you want me to go to YouTube to look at something?
Maybe. I just refreshed something. I was gonna ask Jake to do it, but just refreshing mine. Yeah, no, it still says offline. Booty.
So YouTube.com, then where do I go?
Cop control. Alright. From Zoom. Where's the chat? Okay, chat, and then control V. Alright, so I'm sending you the link. Tell me what you get.
Where are you sending it?
In chat in Zoom.
Oh. Mm-hmm. 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 GiancarloPod. Yep, we're on there.
Oh, yeah? Look at us. All right. So then I'm going to close mine out to make sure there's no like feedback loop. I'm going to close this out because recording. So, okay. Number one, I know it's recording. Number two, we know it's streaming. So we're live now. Yay. Hey. Okay. And number three is the podcast portion, which, so did I tell you about the RSS thing?
No.
Okay, so in order to have a podcast that gets syndicated to like a lot of different areas, which means like sent to all sorts of you have to have what's called an RSS, which is like a place. It's pretty much like Facebook, it's like you send it to this place and then people pick it up from there, Most RSSs, they ask for money. And so I'm not doing anything. Just I have this cousin right now. You don't know her. She's texting me. Jessica wants the link. She wants the link, but
I love her.
No, she's been so nice about the podcast. I think this is it. Send it to everyone. Anyway, so your podcast portion, I was just hanging out with anyway, your podcast portion is we're still gonna do it. I still feel like it's gonna be like a normal idea, but long story short, I'm not gonna be able to post it till some other time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I'll still be posting the videos though. Like the videos will go live instantly after the podcast, but then I'm gonna upload a second video later, which is gonna be edited and showing your face and my face better.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of which, am I allowed to be picky and say I was hoping for the camera to be like at the top of your head? Oh, wow, look at that shot. That's a nice shot.
That?
Yeah, now we're like more centered, I feel. Like you don't.
You said at the top of my head, I'm like.
Yeah, not like that. Well, anyway, you were telling me about your day. You were telling me about, and then I was like, wait, just stop. We can save this for the podcast. This is interesting. So, Hey, Adri. For anyone who's tuned in, should we do intros or do you want to just tell me about the day?
My name is Adriana. I know Giancarlo because he's my brother.
Long intro.
I think that's all you need to know.
Yeah, Adri, my sister, first podcast, first episode. Do those plans with people actually has this content, little guy? What? Dang it. Sorry, I'm getting text. Trying to. Oh! She put it in the cousin's profile. I
That makes
didn't realize
sense.
that. I was like, oh. And then my friend Richard's now spamming me, which he's probably watching, so he could just, there you go. You happy? I said your name. What's he saying? Yeah, look at the links. Dude, you gotta look up how to put your links in your bio because no one could click on them. Dude, those look like you had planned actually. Yeah, I was having trouble with that. Yeah, no, so I wasn't able to put a clickable link on Instagram because like apparently you have to have like 10,000 followers before you can have that swipe thing. I don't know. And like everything else, it's all costing money. But yeah, Richard luckily just sent me some information on how to send it properly. Anyway, so yeah, your day. Please tell me about your day.
I worked today. Started work at 7:15, and that was fine. Nothing major. I work at a vet, and sometimes it's fun, sometimes it's not. Today was okay. And then I knew I had this podcast, and I was super excited to do it, and I knew it was going to be recorded. So I ran home, and then I like put my hair down and made it all pretty, and then I got my earrings on because I'm gonna do that at the vet, and I did my makeup. So this was all for y'all.
I appreciate that. I appreciate the effort. My effort was like, actually, to be honest, I'm not even kidding. My effort was making sure I jogged this morning. My effort
Good.
was like, I was like, you know what? When I feel like when I'm focused on myself is when it sounds so selfish, but when I'm focused on myself is when like I'm the best around people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I was like, in order for me to do this, I feel like I'm just gonna, yeah, just kind of focus on myself, listen to some podcasts and think of some stuff. Actually, I didn't want to go straight to these, wait, yeah. So I didn't want to go straight to these sticky notes already, but there are things that I have had here for a long time that mommy told me to ask you, which I'm trying to find right now. Which one is which?
Why is she telling you to ask me questions?
One of those things where her and I were dying laughing about memories. You know, we're like, oh, back club sport. Oh, so much fun. And like,
Okay.
and yeah, so we're just remembering like fucking racquetball. And yeah, I don't know why it's not there, but I do think I remember what the thing was. We were talking about racquetball, and I think she told me to tell you, do you remember the story of the ball getting caught in your sleeve?
I don't remember it so much happening, but you guys bring it up all the time, so I know the story.
Do you want to say it for us? No. Is that the one? But yeah, that
Like, I
was.
think I vaguely remember it happening because, like, it was so strange, but, like, not as much as you guys remember it.
Dude, I remember. Yeah, obviously we have. The best part is that we don't know how to play racquetball at all. So it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, so we were literally just in there, just like doing absolute whatever.
Wherever the
Um,
ball is.
Kind of like taking turns essentially to hit the ball with all that aggression, and it wouldn't. But anyway, and then yeah, I know one time you had a sweater which like had yeah, and then the ball got in there, and so for a long time we just like you hit it, and we're just looking for the ball, and we're like, where'd it go? And like and there were like these tiny little holes up at the top that it's like technically it could have gotten all the way up there, but we're like, did we all miss that? And And then yeah, I think we were honestly like almost packing it in. I think like not like done for the day, but I think we were like, okay, I guess like we got to go get another one or something. And then like as you put your arm down, like it fell to your sleeve, and you're like, um. So yeah, I'll never get that. That was just timing. I love that one. Ooh, okay. This one's for me. This one I wrote down and it randomly popped in my mind at like, midnight, and I was like, okay, write it down. Don't forget. Because I will forget. Dude, and this has almost nothing to do with the stream except for the fact that it's kind of interesting, but like there's more me just like talking to you. Do you remember the trailer? Do you
Yeah.
remember when we would get home, you would know if the TV's on?
Yeah.
The fuck's that about?
It's just, I think just TVs, like, when they're on, they have a frequency, and I'm just more attuned to the frequency than other people, because like sometimes the TV would be on, but it was a black screen, but apparently no one else knew that it was on, but I'd be like, there's a noise, and I'm like, the TV's on, and you and Daddy are like, no, it's not, and I'm like, yeah, it is. And then you guys would like click it, and then it would turn off like wink, and I was like, but yeah, you guys never noticed. But I hear it, so I feel like it's just a higher frequency, like a dog.
Like pets.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I think I was able to pick up on it a little bit. But do you remember when I was a kid, I had an issue with like my forehead? I had like, this sounds so stupid. This is so embarrassing. I remember I was like crying to you one time, complaining, saying like, it feels like there's a force field in front of my forehead. And like, if something just gets near it, I just feel this like pressure, even though it's not touching me.
I feel like I vaguely remember that, but not that exactly. Like I remember something like a pain with your forehead, but not force fields or anything.
I mean, I think I remember just explaining it like that once, and that's why it burned in my mind, like, oh, force field? But yeah, I just remember just like feeling this like phantom pressure that wasn't there, but I remember the main thing was like, I could open my eyes and I would know if someone's hand was there or not.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's like I literally felt when something was there, even though I wasn't like seeing it. So I wasn't sure if that had to do with like our psychic abilities of knowing if the TV's on. That's a pretty cool psychic ability. Which segue, oh my god, you want to hear something super lame? I'll just go into it.
Always.
I was contemplating today the idea that if you replace the word telepathy or like telekinesis, what we see in like movies, not real shit, like movies, with the internet, it kind of makes sense. And what I'm saying is that like with telepathy, I can send you a message without saying anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can do that with the internet.
What do you mean?
I can send you a message without saying anything.
True. Yes. Okay.
With telepathy, you can move objects that you're not near or touching, but normally they have to be like metal or some sort of thing that you like. Oh, I could only move ceramic for some reason. What if it was I can only move things with circuit boards? I can only move computers. So like from here, I hit a button and over there, the fucking door closes. From here, I send you a text and over there, your phone vibrates.
Yeah.
I'm moving your phone with my mind. I was playing with that idea. I think that was the one on the jog today. I was like, you know what? That's exactly it. It's like when you're on your jog, you're kind of in your own head, obviously, and that popped in my mind. What do you think? Telepathy is just the internet. Yes.
I think that is your thought that you came up with.
You don't agree.
I'm not so much a visionary as you are.
Where don't you agree? Oh, uh.
Uh, I just feel like they're two completely different things.
In what way?
Trying to think of a crazy explanation. Oh, I remember like in college, I took a research and development class, and there was this point. I don't remember the whole document, but it was the point of like, you have to like be reputable in your claims and your research and all that kind of stuff. And like one of the points was saying like 100%, let's say, 100% of bread eaters die. Like, so bread is poisonous and kills everybody. And then it's like, but is that correlated? Like, yes, everyone who eats bread is going to die because you're a human. But is that correlated? So that's just what it makes me think of. Like, they're just two different things.
What about tortillas? Can I have tortillas?
Always, you're Mexican.
Don't have bread. Eat tortillas.
Yeah.
The internet is telekinesis. Got it.
Yeah,
I agree. I think we're on the same page. Check this out. You want to see some telekinesis? I'm gonna turn off this light switch right now. Boom! With my mind.
Because you thought about turning it off, right?
Boom! I turned it on.
Like what's it called? The doors that you walk through, not through, but like that they open because they see you.
The ones they do the force to.
Yeah.
I can get really deep into it, and I have a lot of podcasts to go, so I'll make fun of myself later. But okay. I don't know. I think I'm not. What I think you were pointing out is correlation doesn't equal causation.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you can put those 2 points together, but it's like it's the same thing as like wording something in a mean negative way. It's like, yeah, when you say it like that, But yeah, there's always the fine details. Like that's what Jake and I talk about a lot. We're always saying like how you'll hear statistics like, oh, in the past you used to be able to do certain amount of things, and it's like maybe once. Like maybe that happened once in history, but most of the time that didn't happen, and now they're saying that's the standard because it happened once, But anyway, so yeah, correlation doesn't equal causation. But yeah, I think the general. I'll just end on this. The general idea with like telekinesis is that there's like this like not dimension, but this other sense that you can tap into, right? And isn't it interesting when you tap into the internet and you start getting all this information, and then you start sending all this information, and you're able to make money, lose money, you're able to do so much, it's like this other sense. It's like this superhuman.
I think that's an interesting way of looking at it, because obviously I don't look at it that way and haven't ever thought of it that way. I more think of it as a tool. But yeah, I think that's interesting that you look at it that way.
And maybe the internet is an easy thing to say, but I also say technology in general because, the internet, you need Wi-Fi, you need Bluetooth, you need all this other stuff. So it's like...
You need technology to access it. So yeah.
So I mean technology as a whole. But yeah, it's like if you compare a human with a smartphone versus a human without a smartphone, one's almost super powerful. One's almost like stronger than the other simply because what they have. So talk about the differences of Mexico and USA. We got our first request. That would be awesome. Oh. Since it's Jessica and since she's watching, yes. Because I'm a vampire. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I had to do it. I had to do it.
I haven't heard that in forever. That was good. That was good. That made it all worth it.
Yeah, that was. I was thinking about that again the other night. And is that one written down? I don't know. I have so many notes, but yeah, I remember that one, and so I was super glad when she was texting me. I was like, yeah. Differences between Mexico and U.S. My main one, I'll say right now, the easy one, and this is not like, what's the word? As deep as a thought as I wish it was. You know, I wish there was something like, oh, you know, the economics and the people and the humanity of it all. Dude, the tacos. I know it's so annoying, but like, oh, dude, I love the street tacos. What?
I mean, I don't know what else I expected you to say, but that's not what I thought you were going to say.
All I do here is talk shit on how Americans don't know what real tacos are. That's all I do.
He's like, all I do all day is think about how shitty the fucking tacos are here.
I just cry eating Taco Bell, the salt going in. Just, Yeah, no. Richard sends me to a lot of good places. He knows some good taco trucks, but it's always the thing. It's always like you got to find these hidden areas. You know, it's hard to find. Within town, there's only one place I like, and then and it's like super authentic. It feels really authentic, and now the guy and I know each other, and so it's like, I like going there. But no, and then obviously you go to Mexico, and it's just every effing street corner, every other effing street corner, or seriously, like at 2 a.m. Oh my god, at 2 a.m. You know what don't. Yeah, so now I'm stuck here just wanting tacos at 2 a.m.
Sorry. Have you watched the documentary on Netflix about tacos?
No, and here I am just like, they don't know real time.
No, like I haven't seen it, but my girlfriend, she's like, I don't want to say a taco connoisseur or anything, but like her fiance is very Mexican, and she like visits the family often, and she appreciates. So she was like, when I didn't have Netflix, she's like, you have to watch this documentary. I'm like, about what? She's like, it's about tacos. I'm like, this sounds the stupidest thing. Like, I'm gonna watch a documentary about tacos. But I saw the trailer for it. Like, they really get deep into it. Like, it seems really like super Hispanic, super like Mexican. Like, they really talk about like the flavors and the culture and all the stuff. And like, you see it on, I'm like, that looks good. Like, yeah. So watch that. Maybe it'll make you cry or something. But watch that.
Don't have Taco Bell during and just be like upset the whole time.
You just throw it.
I did get into Euros because of you.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you took me to that Greek place and I was like,
oh, I did. Yes. So the first thing I thought you meant like money euros, and I was like,
they're called Euros, right?
That is I don't really know, but I know it's spelled the Gyros, right?
Gyros.
Yeah.
Heroes.
I don't know how to say it, but yeah, that stuff is delicious.
Yeah. Do you know sponsor moment? You know Arby's has them?
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Arby's has them. Obviously, it's fast food, so it's but still, there's something about me that it's like, hey, I'm not having that level of fast food. I'm having Arby's Euro. Like it's like I'm patting myself on the back, you know.
Special.
But they have like the 2 for $6 sponsor, and it's like so good. I love it. Sorry, I had it last night. That's also part of it.
Got it.
Okay.
Fresh in the mind, still in the tummy. I mean, I'm going to say about Mexico and America, something that I've always realized since I was younger and that I've really appreciated is, other than tacos, is like the culture, I think, is much more beautiful than American culture. And I don't want to say I don't like being an American. I feel like I'm already going to get in so much trouble. I'm going to die.
Yeah, Jessica,
but anyways, like I just remember growing up every time because we would visit Mexico every summer. And I just thought that the family life and everything was much more beautiful in Mexico. I mean, I always thought America was a little cleaner, so that was kind of nice.
That's true.
But the love and the family and the culture and all that they had, and even like what they didn't have, like it still worked out. Like I just thought it was more beautiful, and all the colors and everything and their traditions. Like I felt like they had real traditions and not just like 4th of July fireworks and hot dogs and burgers. And I'm like, wow, that's super cool. And I just like never felt as close to the, I don't want to say culture in America because I'm obviously very American. But I just feel like that culture has always been more beautiful.
Yeah. The two things that come to mind is like, number one, they're more lively.
Yeah.
They're a lot more lively, a lot more active. And with that, as well as it's a very expressive place. They're more expressive as well. And so you're able, when you just live in a culture that expresses itself more, not only do you express yourself more, but yeah, you're able to take it to these next levels in a sense. And I feel like, yeah, I see that a lot here, is that I'll see like, yeah, just white people that I'm like, why is this a big deal? Why can't we just like connect? Why can't we just like, why is this even a barrier? You know? I remember one of the barriers, and maybe this isn't a great point. Maybe there's more person to person. I totally agree. But I'd say definitely more common in America than Mexico is people to be like picky about their food. You know, like, meh, meh. Where in Mexico, people are like, please eat my food. Please try this. Like, they're just like, try it. Please try it. Here, if you literally say, like, can I have one French fry? They're, I'm like, they get so upset. And it's like, oh, all right, I apologize, I guess.
What is that? Is that like Wario? No, who is that?
Actually, we do that a lot. in what is it, Mario Party? Like when there's this one game when you knock them out, you just hear go, wah!
Yeah, I actually just played Mario Party 8, I think like just 2 weeks ago with Daniel's kids and stuff. So like, and he was playing with us. So I just heard this recently. Yeah. So I'm like,
we were dying laughing because we played this one game over and over and over and over again just because of his like scream. Just,
such a loser.
Yeah.
Like I was like, don't make fun of people. Everybody's equal. You're not better than other people. They all have their own like lives and stuff. But here I am with like his kids and I'm like, look at that loser. And I'm like, he's just like this. And he's like, wow. I'm like,
judge them. Actually, I'm not sure if I ever said this to you, but I thought what was interesting is you like surreal channels. Surreal TV, like reality TV, like yeah, we're on the same page.
The Bachelor. Very American of me. I'll admit it.
Very, in my opinion, I'd say niche area. It's a very specific type of filming that goes on there. But oh man, I'm losing my train of thought right now. With the type of stuff you like, nope. It's gone now.
Well, we can just talk about The Bachelor the whole time. That's totally fine.
I love it. I actually love it when Mommy brings up The Bachelor. I get super excited because she gets excited. She's just like, when she can't help herself to bring it up, she's like, I know you don't want to hear it, but he goes and picks this one girl, and I'm like, oh, she's like, it's like, no, come on, give it to me.
I love it.
Funny enough, thank you for saving me. That's actually exactly where I was going with it. Was how I think you guys, I'll say you and Mommy, use The Bachelor and shows like it to judge, to get away with judging people, but not in a bad way. So
maybe.
It's like, yeah. So in your day-to-day life, you don't judge people. You're above that. You know, you don't need that. But you're a human, and so you still have judgment in you. You still like see it, you know? So I feel like you get that out when you're watching these shows and you're like, fuck that girl. Like I hate them, I hate that. Or it's like, I like her, she's good. Where you would never do that in person. You would never. Me, I'm a little more
I mean,
eccentric.
you don't like someone, like, in real life. I don't have to be, like, rude or mean to them, but, like, I worked with someone I didn't like today, and can't fucking stand them.
Oh,
but
I want to hear it. Dish.
Oh, no.
No, I know.
It is what it is.
I was honestly thinking about, like, I was like, I can't talk shit on anyone. Ever. Like, anymore.
What do you mean?
The internet is it just made the world so small. Dude, it freaked me out. I'm not kidding. It freaked me out. I made one post on Instagram, which obviously, you know, I'm not on social media.
Yeah.
I made one post and like 50 people saw it. And for me, I mean, don't get me wrong. I obviously know like a lot of people like have like trillions and thousands of viewers and stuff like that. But I expected 20 at the max. And for 20 to happen within like 2 hours, I was like, where are these people coming from? Like, what? Like, oh yeah, I do remember all these people. Like, and so it was really crazy for me to feel like how small the world was again. Yeah. Because, like, okay, all right, now I get to say it. Growing up, moving all the time.
Yeah, I knew this is where it was heading, yeah.
Growing up, moving all the time. Yeah, it's just like you never know, like those people that you just assume you're never going to see again.
Yeah.
And I feel like, especially before fucking MySpace and stuff like that, it was a safe assumption.
Yeah.
Like, they literally, like, talk about, I was hearing a podcast about how, like, when people would get in trouble at work, especially in religion, how they would just move them from one church to one place to a different place or a different state. And yeah, like you can literally just like escape your past sometimes by just moving. Nowadays, like it's following you, man. So
yeah.
It's not that I'm complaining. I think it's really cool. Thanks for checking it out, actually, if anyone is there. But yeah, it felt like those people were gone. So it's crazy to me that there was people there. How many people do you keep in contact with, like, from the old days?
Oh, I don't know. And the thing is like, it's so intermittent. Like,
yeah, you can't constantly.
I just, like, hit up a friend from Wenatchee when I lived there, like, 10 years ago. Just to tell her I love her.
10 years ago now?
Well, I mean, I guess it's, like, the last time I saw her.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 8. But
yeah, around 8-7, I think.
But yeah, I just texted her like the other day, like last week, and told her like I love her and stuff. And there are just like some friends that like you really cherish, and you just kind of keep some open communication. I was in Argentina visiting a few months ago, and an old friend from high school when we lived in Claremont, Florida, actually just wrote me out of the blue and wanted to see how I was doing. And he's a really sweet guy. And he was telling me about his family, and his wife's a nurse and all this stuff. So, I mean, like, it just randomly, sometimes that stuff just pops up and shows up.
Yeah. I've definitely been the guy to just randomly text people and be like, hey, I was thinking about you. Like, how you doing?
Yeah.
I was really close to hitting up Ryan recently. And the only reason I didn't was because, like, it was kind of late, and I ended up Facebook stalking him for a second, and I saw that he has 3 kids.
No way, that's
little
exciting.
Ryan has 3 kids, and not little, but like, yeah, that's how I remember him. But
he's little Ryan, yeah.
But yeah, it's and I thought, dude, they look like him. They look like him. Oh, little troublemakers. But yeah, that surprised me. But yeah, so I was like, you know what? I'll text them on like a time that I feel is more like I could be more giving too. Like, not just like, sup, bro? Because he has a whole family to deal with now, But yeah. hitting up those random people. Did I tell you when I was in Wenatchee? So yeah, I was living in Wenatchee. When Emily and I were living in Wenatchee, we made plans to go to Florida to Disney World, and Jake and I were still like really good friends like online, and he met us there. So I thought that was really cool how like I had like a wide group of friends in Florida, which is also a place that I used to live. But while we were in Florida, I ran into a friend of mine that I used to work with. In Epcot, in the Mexican area where they have the pyramid or whatever. Like we just walk by each other, you know, we scope each other, and I just walk, and we just have our hands out, and his name's Sam. I can't remember his last name now, but yeah, I was like, Sam? And he's like, Giancarlo? Like, mother? Like, we're almost like upset. It sounded like we were upset with each other. Like, what are you doing here? This is my day. Like, but yeah.
Who let you back into my life?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's like, you just never expect to see those people again.
I haven't really had anything like that. The only time I probably have had another one, but all I can really remember is one time I was here in Tri-Cities at Olive Garden, and I was walking out leaving, and there was a group waiting, and we happened to pass the group, and I recognized one of them was a girl who had trained me in working, a girl named Hannah, who's really awesome. I love her. And she trained me how to be a barista at my first job in Wenatchee. So, like, I mean, it was the same state, but like different cities, different times, different lives. Like, I had no idea, but I totally recognized her. But, yeah, that's pretty much it.
Dude, one time I was walking with a group of friends in the middle of the night, and we were in Oakdale, and Oakdale's not scary, but you know, it's still definitely not the time that you're supposed to be out. And it's not that we were in the ghetto like of Oakdale, but we just were like in some alley-ish ways, you know. So it's just like a shady area is all I'll say. And yeah, like group, 2 guys 2 girls walking one way on the sidewalk, group of like I think 2 guys and 2 girls also walking this way on the sidewalk, and it's like the middle of the night, and the guy like gets like really close to my face, that like we're walking into each other, and he's like, Giancarlo? And I'm like, oh, what's up? And it was I'm pretty sure it was my friend Thomas. No, yeah, Thomas, because Troy is his brother. It was Thomas and Troy, their brothers, but I'm pretty sure it was Thomas. And Thomas just goes, we were about to mug you. And I was like, what? And he's like, yeah. Like, and I was like, oh, well, I'm glad you didn't, you know.
But you'd be a great witness, and you would put us away for a while. So we decided not to.
Yeah. Why? Fuck. Thomas, why? But yeah, I remember, obviously in the moment you play it cool, you know, you're like, oh shit, like fuck man, well, you know, and I'm hanging out with them, talking to them, making it fun. But as we walked away, I told the group, because they didn't hear it, as I walked away, I told the group, and they were like, what the fuck? And I was like, yeah, just let's go home, let's like get indoors, like now, like soon. How about that? Soon. Yeah, that was a weird night. I mean, except that was a weird moment.
Yeah.
Speaking of weird moments, I have a transition, unless you have something else to say.
I don't.
I wanted you to talk about Argentina and your whole experience there, because yeah, you got, dude, I mean, also cool to think of, you know how like now that it's quarantine, right, we're literally in quarantine right now because of Corona. Obviously, like, this is a part of history now. This is going to be in the history books, you know?
True.
You have a part of history now. Like, when people, like, oh, I remember where I was when 9/11 happened. Not that I'm talking shit on that, but, you know, you just always hear people say that. Like, that's the thing, you know? You never forget where you were. Um, what was the thing that happened to you when Corona happened? You know, it's like, oh, I don't know, got caught in Argentina for what, 4 months?
Oh no, 2.5.
Oh, okay, 2.5. That's easy.
It was almost 4 months. So basically, not that like I just jumped from 2.5 months to 4, like
Yeah.
almost, but basically what had happened is I went to Argentina to visit my boyfriend, and because he's there right now, and he's living in Buenos Aires, Palermo, Hollywood, Palermo, and it's a very nice area. It's like centrally located. Everything's pretty close nearby. There's like a shopping center, walking distance, really good restaurants all around. Osaka, El Peruanito Rey, all these things. It was really nice. And good weather. I was there end of February and March, and a bit April and May, kind of. So it was a great time. I had a good time. The weather was great. He lived still lives right now in a nice apartment that had a really nice view. And so I would he was still working and I was just visiting. So I would go like sunbathing and stuff at the pool and everything. And it was, time so we could see each other because we hadn't seen each other in a while. But also I got to focus on my schoolwork because I'm doing schoolwork online to be a teacher. So I was just doing that. And my flight was going to fly out March 16th, and they closed the borders on March 15th, so the day before. And it was kind of a Hail Mary because I kind of didn't want to go back to the US anyways, because watching the news, it was so crazy. And I was just like, I don't even know. And, there's so many people at airports and stuff. And I'm like, I feel like everyone's running around right now and everyone's crowding. Like, I feel like this is the time to not be in a airport. And I had to tell my boss if I was going to go back or not. But then I was like, oh, borders are closed. Looks like I'm stuck. And I got to spend more time with him. So I was happy about that. And they like rescheduled my flight for like a month out. Except when they started the quarantine, it was a strict quarantine in Argentina. They had it to where no one was able to go out at all. They had police monitoring the streets, going around, and cop cars and all that kind of stuff. And people who would like walk their own dogs like were arrested. And we were watching the news, and so we saw like people with a bunch of dogs on leash just at jail and stuff, and just right there and being taken. So it was just like, lots of people were getting arrested, and the only things that were open were grocery stores, like not even corner stores or anything, but grocery stores, pharmacies, and emergency rooms. And you had to like prove that you have an emergency to go to, or prove that you had like a prescription to fill. And like they don't do so much of like the plastic bags there, so you have to have your reusable bags to kind of show that you're going to go grocery shopping. And it's not like you could really go anywhere else anyways, because everything was legit closed. Like I lost my phone in Argentina, so I couldn't get a new phone or anything like that because phone stores were closed. The longer I stayed, the colder it got, and I couldn't buy new clothes or jackets or anything like that. And I just brought little dresses because I was just going to be there in the summer. But yeah, I couldn't buy anything. We couldn't get anything. Daniel wanted a rice cooker. We didn't have one. We couldn't find one. So it's just like we were really limited. But I had a great time. I was stuck at home all day. Daniel, he did have to work because he works in food, and everything that was food production, they did stay open. And so he did have to go to work every day. by taxi, and like he had papers to show why he had his reasons to go to work and stuff like that. And I just stayed home and studied, and started doing like at home workouts because I had nothing else to do. And yeah, I got through a lot of my classwork. I slept really well. Most people who know me know that I'm constantly like, go, 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 do, this. I don't know how to rest. And I still very much have that in me, but I don't let myself sleep that much. And like there were months at a time where I would sleep like 3 or 4 hours a night consistently. And I was just go, go, go all the time. And now I think more typically, or not now, but like right before, Argentina was probably doing like 5-6 hours a night consistently. And Argentina was doing like 8 to 10 consistently, which was like, and it definitely helped me slow down. So I appreciated it. You know, I was always cooking my meals before I went to Argentina, but I definitely got the opportunity to do that more, cooking for myself. And yeah, it was just a really like, it forced me to slow down. It forced me to concentrate on myself. I lost quite a bit of weight while I was down there just because I had the time to. And, you know, I think less stress, like you're not at work. I don't have to worry about catching anything because I really am indoors. Yeah, more sleep, working out, taking care of yourself. So yeah, it worked out really well. And I was with Daniel that whole time and I loved it. And I kind of didn't want to go back to the US because I remember watching all the news stuff and just seeing how crazy it was with all the riots and people being so upset about having to stay home or wear masks, where everyone in Argentina was pretty much dealing. And I was really scared. And I felt like if I was going to be on a plane to go to the United States, I was pretty much guaranteed to die, which may seem dramatic. But
it was a weird time.
Yeah, and Giancarlo knows, but I do have rheumatoid arthritis. So I do have to give myself injections every 2 weeks called Humira to like kind of keep my arthritis at bay so I can like walk and stuff because it's just so painful. So I have an autoimmune disease. So my stuff is really low. And so I can catch stuff pretty easily. So my flight back was Argentina to Chile, Chile to Miami, Miami to Denver, Denver to Seattle, Seattle to Pasco. And I'm like, with how many airports I'm going to be in, like, and how many people I'm going to be in contact with, like, this is all happening. Like, yeah, I didn't have much faith in myself. So I was kind of sad about it, but it all worked out just fine. And, yeah, I've been back. I've been good since I've been back. I'm more, you know, go, go, go again. But definitely taking a little more time to sleep because I love sleep. And same with working out a little bit. So yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, I love that you have like such a positive sounding outlook on it. Like, even though you did mention like, yeah, like you were afraid of dying. That's not very positive. But yeah, you're like, no, trip went great. Like, you're like, oh, you were caught in quarantine. You're like stuck there. It's like, yeah, had a great time, loved it.
I'm a homebody.
Yeah, I'm a homebody.
I'm an introvert. It was great.
I was like, yeah, I remember I was kind of, I don't know what, I was humble bragging by proxy through you. I was like, yeah, my sister's stuck in quarantine in Argentina. Life's tough. And you're like, loving it.
Yeah, you know, I feel really bad because a lot of people, they've had really negative effects on all this stuff. And like, I really didn't. And I mean, the trip obviously wasn't perfect. Like, you know, like the water system, like the plumbing system in that place, like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That was too much for me to handle. Nightmares. Like, oh, yeah. And it was flooding all the time. And it was dripping all the time.
No. Tell me more.
I can't explain.
Oh, the soul. I felt it. Okay. We'll talk about it next time. We got episodes. We got lots of episodes.
No, it was just, it was all connected, and sometimes they shut it off, and I don't know, and I'm pretty sure like toilet kind of exploded, but I guess it didn't. I don't know. And then I want to shower, but then like there's water all over the floor, and I'm like, and so they have to turn off the water, and then they send a bunch of people, and they're like, "Well, we don't do this," and I'm like, "Well, I don't know what to do." And yeah, that was fun. So I mean, like, it wasn't perfect, you know, things happen, whatever, but it was definitely interesting. The majority was definitely good. Um, I had ozone therapy there. So I had like an experimental, not experimental treatment, because I mean, just in the United States, it's not approved by the FDA, but it's done in many other countries, like Mexico does it. But they do it in Argentina, and it's basically where they inject ozone into whatever part of your body that you have issues with. So they were doing my wrists and my ankles and my knees, and they would get an injection, like a needle, and fill ozone with it. So pretty much like you just see a syringe go woo, and it looked like it had nothing in it. And I'm like, this is what we're paying for? Just a whole lot of nothing. Okay, that's fine. And then they would inject it into me, and it was definitely uncomfortable. But over time, I felt like I definitely started feeling a difference and feeling better. And it definitely wasn't a cure for my arthritis, but I feel like it made a difference. So that was something interesting that I did down there that I can't do here.
Yeah.
So yeah, just like lots of interesting things. And you know, you learn things about yourself, life lived, and it was good. I think honestly the worst part of all of it was the flight back, because that was the all those different flights, all those different stops, and it was 40 hours altogether. And that was kind of like in the middle of really the pandemic was getting crazy. So the airports didn't have any restaurants open, and they didn't have really anything to help with anything. And I had a 10-hour layover in Chile, and so they just passed out like saltine crackers and Oreos and a juice box of apple juice, and like that was not enough for me to go on for 40 hours. So I was just exhausted. It was an embassy flight, so we had to get it like within 15 minutes because everyone was buying the embassy flights because there was no way to get out other than that. They put in a travel ban till September. And I was like, well, it's been fun here, you know, being 2.5 months, but like, no, I can't wait till September. Like I have a life to get back to, I have bills, I have all these things. And yeah, I was just a little crazy, and I like packed, and then I was like gone like within 12 hours because I had to go. So that was a little crazy. I was really tired. I had really bad turbulence on one of my really long flights, and I felt like that was it. So just like, you know, running on fumes, but other than that, it was great.
I love the positive view. Um, Even though I totally agree, the saltine and Oreos is just not enough. That's almost like a slap in the face, but I guess it does help. I did want to just throw this out there. You know how long the body could live without food?
Isn't it like a week or two or something?
No, I think it's a lot longer. I think it's like,
Really?
yeah, a lot longer,
Hmm.
like close to a month.
Actually, I think you're right. It's water for like a week, right?
Water, you'll die within like 5 days to a week. Yeah. Food, you can survive. I think like up to 2 months if you're, depending on the body type.
Yeah.
But yeah, your body can do that. But now, granted, it's not gonna feel good. Um, Interesting point on that. Same with your breath. Your breathing. Why you breathe to have oxygen, right? Your body has enough oxygen to survive for like 20 minutes, but you're there's a system in your body to tell your lungs to keep working because it's like, okay, if you don't breathe in 20 minutes you'll die.
Yeah.
You don't always want to be on the verge of death,
Yeah.
so it's like we have the system that keeps us alive like 20 minutes. So if you learn how to bypass that system, you don't have to breathe for like 10 minutes. Like
Weird.
Yeah. Now you can get to parts where it becomes unhealthy and you're literally getting close to death, like I'm saying.
Yeah.
But same with the food. You can teach yourself how to get past it, and technically you don't need to eat for like weeks. Not saying it's healthy, and I'm not saying like, oh, so you're fine. Like, no, that's still bullshit. You were not ready for that. You know, you're a normal human being, and a normal human being needs a lot more food than that. So yeah, but I was watching David Blaine, and he was saying that shit, and it was so cool. I want to hear you say more stuff, but I got a cool text just now from Diego, which is Jesse's boyfriend, and
Who's Jesse?
Huh?
Oh, Jesse! For some reason, I thought you meant Jesse, like a boy, Jesse, and I was like,
yeah,
who's Jesse?
It was just because it was how it was written, but yeah, I normally say Jessica. They said
I know her as Jesse.
They said they're watching the stream, which is so cool. But they said the latency is just awful. And he says we're going to write over here if that's okay. Which I don't know what he meant by write over here. But like text, I think is what he means.
That makes sense.
Oh yeah, because I'm probably being a bad person, and I think they might be messaging me on YouTube. Oh no, okay, I don't have any comment. Oh yes, I do. Oh, they've been.
It's all his fault, but practice makes perfect. We're getting there. Thank you.
I also don't have the best tools available to me.
I also am just sitting here, so I'm doing great.
So Adrian, we got. Wait, do you also have the YouTube stream open?
No.
Oh, okay, like if you did, you could mute it, and then she commented in our stream saying, hello, love you guys, miss you. You should talk about your two cultures, like the differences about Mexico and us, USA, because I'm a vampire. Let's see, come back for some paisa. Real tacos only in Mexico. Taco Bell is like a joke, straight up.
I'm sorry, but I do love Taco Bell. Like, I'm not saying it's better, but I love it. But I can't have any of it because there's so much sodium. So, yeah, that's a thing. Because with all the sodium, like, if I eat it, all of my joints go boom. Like, Giancarlo has seen pictures of my feet when they started, like, the arthritis. Like, it was just, you couldn't even see, like, when it turned into a foot. Like, it was just this huge. So, yeah, no more Taco Bell for me.
Sorry, it says error. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. But when I click stream health, it says it's healthy. So, like, you can probably call Yessie through WhatsApp right now, and then just see what she's seeing. Like, ask her what's going on, what do you see, because she'll really be the one who can tell you, even though something's telling you different. I don't know if it's from us, but I'm writing you so we can keep it short conversation and really fun. Yeah, that's fine. I like that. I'm gonna call. Well, I guess I'll call him right now because for some reason he's the one telling me, not her. But that's fine. All right, I'm gonna call him real quick, see what they say.
Guest speakers.
I know, right? Feels so cool. Feels like I'm bringing in people. Calling Mexico right now, but yeah, I didn't tell him I was calling. They're probably making out. Too busy. Lovebirds.
Our stuff is what's exciting.
Lovebird. Yeah, that's why. Well, yeah, no, I think he was saying about the chat. So hopefully the video is coming in clear. Actually, if you don't mind, say a story real quick. I'm just gonna tell Jake to check the video outside.
Oh, okay. You just put me on the spot like I didn't have a story ready.
Good luck. I believe in you.
Hi, you guys.
Let me see. I gotta mention the concert at Argentina. That's cool.
Oh, we saw the Backstreet Boys. I have a ticket. I have 2 tickets, but I can't show you because if I got them, then I would get off camera, which is pretty much, I guess, what we're avoiding right now because of them. So anyways, when I went to Argentina, Daniel surprised me with Backstreet Boys tickets because I've loved them since 4th grade. And the Backstreet Boys are still amazing. And yes, they're still together. People keep asking that. I don't know why that's even a question.
Obviously.
Like, they're amazing.
Obviously.
NSYNC is not together.
Ooh.
Also not a surprise to me,
Ooh.
but whatever. Fighting words. But anyways, and also AJ is on Dancing with the Stars right now. I don't watch it, but I follow him on Instagram, so I know that. Yeah, pretty much. So that's cool. Yeah, the concert was great. And obviously they did a bunch of songs that I knew because I absolutely love them. We sat next to like 2 Argentinians who were super more fanatic than I was. And that was fun to watch. And it was a great time. Yeah.
I'm checking the messages she sent me.
Also, random fact, I love having long nails. So, I mean, those aren't the longest, but basically this whole time while we've been doing the podcast and I keep looking down, it's because I've been just working on my nails. So.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I've got sticky notes. For the record, okay, I'm gonna throw it out there. I'm throwing shade. I'm throwing shade at all the friends and family. I know we've gotten used to clickable links, but we understand what to do when the link isn't clickable, right?
Okay, that's it. We're done. Yeah. That's as far as that needed to go.
Really?
Yeah.
Richard's been like bombing me.
Okay, well, that's Richard's problem, and help him later. Like, episode 2, he will be your guest and be like, so did we learn how to use links?
Good segue, because I'm actually going to text Ronnie right now, not Richard. Ronnie's supposed to be episode 2. Let's see if I can get a message out of Ronnie confirming for episode 2. I just thought that would be interesting to do on the show, but now it's not seeming as interesting.
Okay.
Wanna confirm for our podcast? All right. Let's see if he I should say what day. On Monday. Segue done.
That was great.
Thank you. I was hoping Jake would also tell me how the quality is by now. But yeah, okay. And then not Daniel. Jessica's boyfriend just texted me. Diego. On purpose, I mean? Yes. He's like, did you call me? I mean, on purpose?
One time I went to work and it was just like
she goes, ah!
We're watching you guys.
You're watching you now. You're on the stream.
Oh, hello guys.
Hello, us.
and me.
I was just telling Giancarlo that the latency with the stream is like really late for us.
Oh, the stream.
And it's kind of weird.
Yeah, so like
answering your questions like I think like 5 minutes later.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I totally expect that. I mean, but how's the quality?
Honestly, we just see your faces like frozen.
Our faces are frozen.
I'm gonna visit to take a
Are they still beautiful?
really funny.
No, she said they're taking pictures because our faces are funny.
It's great.
Well,
That's why I did my makeup and everything, and I put in the earrings so I could look funny.
Yeah, Adri loves that she did her makeup just to look silly. But yeah, so then right now it's really just audio that you can mainly hear.
Yeah.
Dang, I have a lot of stuff to figure out.
Because we're right now in the bachelor
They're only now talking about The Bachelor.
I can hear them.
Oh, sorry. Jeez.
It's okay.
What'd you say?
The Bachelor is a reality show?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You know what? I said in the show, I said we can talk about The Bachelor, and then we didn't. So let me just tell you right now.
Adri's getting into The Bachelor.
The Bachelor is a wonderful show as to what some people think. Some people think it's not so much, but I am biased. And it's a show about a guy, if we're talking about The Bachelor, a guy is chosen to be the Bachelor and he could date like 20 or 25 women. It sounds terrible, but it's great. And then you see their love story on camera, potentially. They only know each other for 3 months, so usually like it doesn't work out, and that's too bad. But anyways, then usually from that season, they choose a girl that everyone's like, oh my God, I love that girl. She was so cute. And I wish they would have ended up together. And she's the Bachelorette for the next season. And then she has like 20 to 25 guys to choose from. And then you see all those people and you're like, oh my God, they're crazy, or this is great. And I'm so happy for them. And you see their love story. And then the season after that is Bachelor in Paradise, where men and women from all the seasons from before get together and they get on a beach at Playa Escondida, Mexico. And then they get crazy and you're like, oh, this is crazy. And then it starts over every year. And then it's the Bachelor, Bachelorette, and then Bachelor in Paradise. They've switched some stuff up recently, but that's generally what you get.
So yeah, is it forever? Does it like does it go to the Bachelor after that, and then Bachelorette, and then Paradise again?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Keeps going.
I think there's like 28 seasons or something.
That's TV, right?
Yeah, it's on TV and on Hulu, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the most recent seasons.
Well, in Mexico, we got a lot of things like that. Not like reality shows, well, even reality shows, but telenovelas.
Telenovela.
Claro.
Forever. Right.
Adri loves Rebelde.
Yes, I do. Okay, let's talk about that too, okay? Porque
Oh,
yo soy rebelde. And also, I learned some Spanish from there, so that's cool too. And my roommate, who I live with right now, his name is Ricardo. He's Peruano. And he watches Rebelde Way. And I'm like Rebelde Way, like that's trash. Like we watch Rebelde. And he's like, Rebelde Way came out before Rebelde. And I was like, oh, well, it's still trash.
I don't know why, but people in Latin America, all over Latin America, love the Mexican productions. Did you ever see Chavo del Ocho, Chespirito?
No.
Okay, it's like a comedy TV show from the 80s,
Uh-huh.
70s, and it's been on in Latin American countries,
Mm-hmm.
and it lasts to today.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing. El Chavo del Ocho had in Mexico like a cartoon show, but we don't see it like today, you know. And in Latin American countries, it's still going on.
Huh. Yeah, it's just one of those things that's just what's the one with the time traveler?
I mean,
Doctor
I do
Who.
know El Chavo del Ocho. That one I do know. I've seen parts of it, like, because that's famous everywhere and all that. But other than that, not so much.
But it makes me think of like Doctor Who, how it just keeps going forever.
Yeah, Doctor Who, Time Lord. It's a super nerdy thing where, like, El Chavo, like, is more of a comedian thing. But yeah.
Sorry, you guys are both speaking. So, how many episodes?
I can. It's weird because we can hear Adri. We can hear her Peru.
Well, yeah, this is on the phone. It's so weird. It's so not. ready for it. But yeah, thanks for being on. We're gonna have to get each other in like the podcast now. We're gonna do like a 4 Zoom thing.
That would be awesome because you guys have the both cultures, and it's going to be like great. Like talk about the both cultures because you're like, oh my god, I remember one anecdote. How do you say? Like one story, like we traveled to California with Giancarlo, and he was like, "Oh my God, I want you guys to say these hard words in English," and we were like, "Okay,
we know them all.
we know them all," and Giancarlo was like, "Okay, you guys now tell me your weird words in Mexico," and Giancarlo was like, "Oh my God, I can't say that."
I still can't.
Me neither. Like, I'm better than Giancarlo, but I can't.
Like, what's up? And I was like, Giancarlo, please tell me how do you say this word? And Giancarlo was like, what?
You and Alan have texted me randomly like, say this word, and I'm like, oh no.
I was in one of them.
Yeah. It was like kind of funny because it's like you guys told me like I don't know, mushroom, and I'm like, mushroom? And you're like, mushroom, and you're like, oh yeah, you can, and I'm like, okay, say xoloscuincle.
I don't want to be made fun of. You guys are ruining my podcast.
It's called a yuca.
That's pretty cool, you know. It's like the both cultures in a podcast is like, well, it's kind of cool, like seeing Mexico since your eyes. Then that's interesting.
Yeah. No, I think I know the subject of what our podcast is going to be when the 4 of us are on. We're going to be talking about the differences in the culture. Because, yeah, we visited over there. You visited over here. Has Diego been over here?
With you guys?
No, in the United States.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, that'll be
But it's kind of like the difference of food, like tacos. Taco Bell for me is like ew, and like when you visit us here in Mexico, it's like, oh my God, taco in every corner, and the food is like different. The telenovelas.
I was telling Jesse that when Adri was talking about the taco documentary,
the documentary in Netflix.
Yeah.
I have one here from Mexican tacos, and oh my God, it's awesome.
So, yeah.
So, actually, speaking about food real quick, if we're going to talk about Mexican food, I do want to say el elote, the corn, and that's something that I share with Jesse. Oh my God, yes, I miss it so much. Just you get it on a stick, and then you put whatever you want on it, and it comes from a little cart. It is the best.
And it's really even different in different states here in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
In the northern parts, they put sour cream on it.
Guadalajara, they eat it with shrimps.
Shrimps. Here in Ciudad de Mexico, we eat it with cheese, mayo, and a little chili.
Yeah, that's how I remember it, for sure.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't like it. I like the American way where it's just got butter.
No.
But that's sweet corn, right?
Either.
Yellow one?
You can do either.
Yellow.
He doesn't care because it's just covered in butter.
It's the butter that I'm eating. It's not the corn. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate you calling and helping out and watching. No, really, if you guys want to try to be episode 3, we can really do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited. We'll try to get something with Adri or just the 3 of us or something. But yeah, we'll keep in contact about it.
All the
It
cousins.
would be awesome.
What'd you say, Adri?
I said all the cousins. But that makes me
Get all the cousins. Love you guys.
And we talk about our Christmas nights and all that kind of weird stuff in Mexico, or celebrations, like the parties in Mexico are different from the United States.
I expect almost all of my family to be on here. I expect I expect you guys to all have your own podcasts, and then I'll be on here as a group. And I really want to have
a YouTube channel. No, it's not a podcast, but we do have a
YouTube channel. Yeah.
You guys have a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, we have it. It's like trips and things to do in Mexico.
Exploring, adventures.
In Mexico.
Oh, yeah, so that's why you were saying, like, what's my podcast about? Because yours is, like, about, like, traveling and adventures.
It's just for
Oh.
Well, yeah, I'm saying mine's more of, like, just, like, talking, kind of catching up, getting to know people. I love it. But,
that's good.
well, yeah, so we're going to totally be, like, a powerhouse and, like, combine the two and, like, I don't know. And maybe you guys can help me streaming, because I'm having so much trouble with it right now.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Well, yeah, I'm going to focus.
Some weird English. We're here for you.
We can try.
Thanks, guys. I love you guys. I'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
They're the worst. I'm so glad they'll never hear anything that I'm saying. Oh my god, it's so rude. Just call me and no. That was so cool. That was honestly, like, it's like, you know, shiver. She's getting so old. But yeah, that was so cool to literally have people, like, on not only my first episode, but even with the technical difficulties, they're, like, dealing with it and listening. They're helping, they're participating, and then they, like, get on the call and they, like, give us ideas and stories, and then they're like, can we be on the next episode? It's like, fuck yes. Like, this is...
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to know why this sounds ridiculous?
Why does this sound ridiculous?
Because somebody has been telling Giancarlo for a while now that he'd be great at being a radio host.
Yeah,
but
Daniel said that, and it was a great idea.
For a while, I've been saying that. And then my boyfriend just happens to randomly one night be like, he'd be a really good radio host, which I've been saying for years. And I'm just like, Giancarlo's like, yeah, that seems like a good idea. I'm like,
whoa. Why has no one ever said this before? This is a great idea.
And now Giancarlo's like, it's just so great that people are calling in and being a part of it and giving ideas and community, and I'm just hosting